What should be common knowledge but isn't? Vaccines don't cause autism. Then how do you explain me? Leaves chat. Your car has turn signals, and even if they're broken, there are hand signals. Nobody uses them in Florida, and if they do, it's at the last second, rendering it futile. Exactly. Unfortunately, same in Cali. In Texas they're seen as a sign of weakness. Most people figure if they signal you'll just close the gap on them, so they better spring it on you. Boom. Lane change. Not to enter an elevator before people have exited the elevator. People are so inconsiderate, like annoying as I'm trying to enter the elevator, like just teleport away. The more you judge others, the more you feel judged. Same goes for lying. If someone always thinks they're being lied to, that's a sure sign they're lying all the time. You should follow up news reports with your own research. I don't really know if that's common knowledge or not, but if it is, it's most certainly ignored most of the time. The most recent example of misinformation I can recall is the Virginia abortion bill, when a bunch of right-wing outlets were claiming you could kill an infant outside of the womb. I mean, the Bill of Rights exist, but go on and believe what you want. To wash your hands after you use the toilet. It's disgusting how many people just walk out, or use water only. I agree, water only is the absolute worst, but there's no way in hell I'm touching things in a public bathroom if I'm only there to pee. Thank you. This is my absolute #1 pet peeve. Pet peeve. Lol, I'm 7 years old. How to use a computer. The amount of old people that still don't know how to use one is astounding. They've already been around for decades. And no, Janet, the reason you're not getting a job is because you can't use a keyboard or Google Chrome, not cause of age discrimination, you fat fart. There are people in my office that can't cut and paste. I know people who struggle with click and drag. Just, how? How are they a functioning member of society? If you save up for something you want to buy, instead of getting it now on credit, you save a ton of money in the long run. But I want it now. If I save up for a year, I might not even want it then. Credit cards are not debit cards. Video games don't cause violence. How could someone go out and commit violent acts when they can't get off the couch for 16 hours a day? How to do CPR. To the beat of I Will Survive. How to perform CPR. I learned it back in like grade 10 high school, but honestly, I do not recall how you perform it. Chest compressions to the tune of Staying Alive, around 120 beats per minute, will do the trick. Don't worry about tipping the head back and giving breaths and all that, just call for help, finger sweep to see if something is lodged in the throat, and start those chest compressions with all your might. Scientific method. Imagine how many scams and marketing would be dead in the water if this was common knowledge. That the Earth is round. Actually, it's an oblate spheroid. The Earth is flat, you sheeples, wake up. Basic cooking skills. Knowing how to make food that tastes good can save you a lot of money and can be much healthier. I can make food that tastes pretty good, it just doesn't look very good. If you can't boil ramen or even make basic mac and cheese, get the f*** out of the kitchen. How will they ever learn to do that if you won't let them in the kitchen? Gotta start somewhere, man. When you're on the escalator, you're supposed to be standing on one side only. The other one is for those walking. Same with moving sidewalks. Same with non-moving sidewalks. I live in America, and nobody does this. I go to Canada for a summer and everybody does this. Now I do it naturally. It's usually only seen in America in high-traffic public transportation centers. If you come to DC and stand on the left on a metro escalator, you will be asked to move over. Malls? Not so much. First impressions are important. Everyone makes snap decisions and snap judgments based on what they see of you in the first second. It's okay. Use that to your advantage, make a good first impression. Don't judge a book by its cover. That's why it's f***ing there. It is not okay to ask someone constantly if you can go to their house. 1. You are inviting yourself to their house. 2. They probably think you are annoying. Edit, one of my first posts on Reddit and got silver award. Thanks so much. Education and knowledge of basic finance, management and finances in general, e.g. taxes, pensions etc. Why is this not a standard thing taught in schools? I left school completely ignorant about taxes, pensions, mortgages. It was just never addressed. People assume parents teach this kind of thing to you. But it would be much more helpful to learn this at school. Given how important it is in your adult life, and that it's blatantly mathematics, I absolutely cannot understand why it's not a central part of the maths syllabus. How to use jumper cables. Everyone needs them at some point. Most people don't even keep a set in their car. I've had a set for 35 years and never needed them. When was the last time you needed them? Knowing the 3 branches of government. You would be amazed how many Americans don't know it. This is a glaring example of why I believe the founders of America had it right that you had to take a literacy test to prove you were competent enough to make an informed decision on who to vote for. It's earth, wind and fire, right? You should live below your means and use the extra money to invest. Not all news from internet is real. That is a tough question simply because there are so many answers. My initial thoughts. 1. How to save money. 2. How to balance a checkbook/checking account. 3. How to exhibit self-control over impulse purchasing. 4. How to not go into debt. Dave Ramsey has a lot of great advice out there. A quick Google search shows that millions of people are searching for ways out of debt. The above advice would help so many of those people out. Tax brackets. Getting promoted into a higher tax bracket does not mean you'll make less money due to taxes. Only the money earned over the new bracket is taxed at the higher rate. Similar to this one is something that has annoyed me for a long time. I've worked with so many people that will refuse overtime due to a misconceived notion that they're just going to lose it to taxes. Progressive tax just means more may be withheld, but it isn't lost. The list of ingredients on products is written in descending order of the amount used.